Hi, I'm Chelsea. If you have children around your house, there are times when your little helpers might need a boost, whether it's washing their hands, helping mom and dad in the kitchen, or reaching for their toys. And my friend Kendall has just that issue with her daughter Kennedy, so today we're going to help her out by building a small portable step stool that they can use around the house. To create this stool, you'll need a 1x12 cut to 32 inches, a 1x8 cut to 30 inches, a 1x2 cut to 50 inches, a pencil, a speed square, and a tape measure, as well as a straight edge. Here we're going to use a level. Then you'll need some wood glue, a countersink pilot bit, 2-inch screws, disposable gloves, wood stain, and a rag to apply the stain, then some sealer, safety glasses for all of our power tools. You'll need a drill, a jigsaw, a circular saw, and a sander. The first thing we need to do is sand this down so that we can stain it before we put it together.
Okay.
So here is our special sander. If you wanna, don't back away. If you push this, see this slides right out, and I'll give you the sander.
All right, so you just switch them out.
Yeah.
The most critical step when finishing wood furniture happens before you apply any paint or stain. A thorough sanding really separates an acceptable finish from a professional one.
That is a big improvement to the type of sanding that I'm used to.
What do you usually use? Just a piece of paper?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big improvement. All right, so we just need to dust it off and then we can stain it.
We're using a darker stain to contrast her daughter Kennedy's bright bathroom.
There's pink, 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 yellow, turquoise.
Jason's a little outnumbered in that house.
He is.
And that's okay, I'm sure he loves it.
Absolutely.
Since we're using oak, which is a dense wood, we don't need to use a wood conditioner. However, if you were using something with a soft, open grain like pine or poplar, you would want to prepare the wood with a pre-stain conditioner first. Otherwise, you'd end up with a blotchy finish. We have a stool at the house that Kennedy uses right now, but it's also a stool that I have to use to get to a lot of things. So
now
it will be nice to, yes, it will be nice to get my stool back.
Staining is a really simple process. You just wipe it on with a rag and then wipe off the excess. It immediately sets into the grain of the wood. It's important not to let it sit on the wood too long before wiping over it, otherwise you can create dark, uneven spots. Keep your stain handy. We'll have a few touch-ups later.
Does she like to play in the kitchen yet? Or?
She loves to help me in the kitchen. It would be great to have something for her to be able to stand up. Now I'd sit her on the side with me to help out a little bit, and she does a great job, but for her to have her own little special place, I'm sure she will enjoy.
That'd be cool. As long as it doesn't help her get into things she doesn't need to be in.
Right, there's no way of escaping that.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I really had no idea this was so easy.
Once the stain has had the proper amount of time to dry, it's time to start cutting.
This is what we're going to put together. What do you think?
I like it. It's perfect. Kennedy loves to climb. She loves to. It's something that she can actually step up on, and she can help me out with.
This one's painted, so ours is stained.
Well, and I can put that anywhere in the house.
We'll start with the side pieces, which I drew.
Okay.
So we'll cut our 1x12 in half, and then we'll draw this on there.
Well, I'm sure glad you're here to help me with putting that on that there.
We're cutting the 1x12 directly in half. Measure 16 inches from each side and use a straight edge to guide your mark.
So am I doing the holding or the cutting? I'll gladly be a holder.
What about a cutter?
I'll gladly be a cutter.
Yeah, let's give it a try.
We're using a speed square to guide our circular saw. This will ensure that our cuts are perfectly straight.
There we go. Great job.
Thanks.
Next, we'll lay out the design for the legs. We're creating 2 vertical angles on each side. These angles will start at 1 inch from the top corners and end flush at the bottom corners. Now mark the center height of each side. In this case, center is at 6 inches. This mark represents the base for the first step of the stool. Following that, mark the horizontal center, which will land on the 8-inch mark.
So it would be like 8 inches here and then maybe 8.5 this.
Yeah, exactly.
Next, we're creating a decorative design for the feet. We're marking 4 inches from each outside edge at the bottom of the leg. Have some fun with this. We're using our stain can to create a little curved design. Once our pattern for the first leg is complete, it's time to cut it out. We're using a circular saw for the long cuts and a jigsaw to finish up the inside cuts.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Hey, that's like factory finish right there, Kendall.
Super cute.
All right, so now we have our template for the second piece. So we'll just lay it on here and trace it.
Oh, this part I'm good at.
Are you brave enough to try the round part yet?
You're just so good at it.
You are really good at holding it down. That's part of
Thank
using a
you.
jigsaw,
Thank
is having a steady surface. All right, these are the braces that are gonna hold everything together. We're gonna cut 4 at 12.5 inches wide.
Okay.
This is gonna be the treads for our stool.
This one's an easy cut. The 1x8 is 30 inches long, and we're cutting it in half, so that gives us two 15-inch pieces. So after making the final cuts, be sure to sand and stain the newly exposed raw edges. Now we're ready for assembly. The braces will get 2 screws in each end, so we're marking and pre-drilling where the screws will go. This pilot bit also has a countersink, which will allow us to sink each screw flush with the surface of the wood. I always add a little wood glue when working on wood projects. It gives it some added strength and reduces the squeaks. Set 2 of the braces in the top 2 corners and the other 2 across from each other under the bottom step.
Yay!
Now it's time to set the 1x8 steps. Center the top step with the frame, and then pre-drill and glue, and then sink a screw into all 4 corners of each step.
All right, the last step.
The last step. I like it. I'm nervous because once she starts brushing her teeth, like I can't get her to stop. She really likes to brush her teeth. So,
now
this
she might
stool
just-
might just be the end of me. Yeah.
Brush, brush, brush.
Stain raises the grain of the wood, giving it an etchy feel, so you definitely want to sand before sealing. We used a 220 grit sandpaper and lightly ran over the surface of the step stool by hand.
All right, so everything's put together, so now we need to put the sealer on. So we'll start underneath first. And I had this special 3-in-1 polyurethane. Normally you'd have to do 3 coats, but this one is 3 coats in one.
Oh, that's
So,
how I like to do it right
save us a
there.
few steps.
That's it. Once it's dry, we're ready to let Kennedy test it out.
Good job. All right, let's turn on the water.
So good.
Good job.
I have so many ideas for upcoming projects. Follow along on Facebook so you don't miss out.